child loves to tell amazing spooky stories. And I'm one of them. But all these stories are, how can I say, amazingly fake. But today I will tell you a horrible, spooky true story. This is about a boy who was so afraid to be so little. So here it goes. Once upon a time, in a kingdom 139 lands away, lived a tiny little prince. No, here I'm telling another fairy tale. This time I want to tell a real true story. In an ordinary building at an ordinary apartment, number 139, lived a little boy who was afraid because he was so little. If he was a big boy, he would not be afraid of anything. Because big boys are men already, and men are never afraid of anything. Well, of women, maybe. When you are so little, everything around you looks really big and scary. For example, the boy was really afraid that his mommy would put him in the bathtub and forget to turn off the water. The water would rise and rise until it turned into a gigantic ocean. The waves were raging and breaking into a storm. The boy was swimming, but he couldn't get out of the tub. He would finally end up at a deserted island somewhere. He would scream and shout so passing ships would see him. But he was so small that not even a telescope could find him. And unfortunately, captains don't have microscopes. The boy was also afraid of going out for a walk, and in a moment of distraction, he stepped in a black and gooey tar. And unfortunately, everyone knows that tar is the #1 enemy of little boys. If you are already big, you could just pull your foot out and keep going. But little boys aren't strong enough to step out, or getting out of their shoes, because moms tie their shoelaces really tight. What if a roller truck comes? He was also afraid of riding the elevator alone, because he couldn't reach the button to his floor. He could only reach the second floor. Then he would have to take the stairs. The stairs are big and long, and he lives at the top floor. It would take him the longest time to get there. Maybe a whole year. By the time he gets home, he would be an old man. And what if he gets sick with a sore throat? And the only thing that could soothe it was strawberry jam. He would go to the kitchen and would try to open the refrigerator door. But it is just so big and heavy that he would need to sit on the floor and wait. He would probably die before getting the most needed strawberry jam. Or something even worse. He would finally get it open, but the jam jar would fall on top of him. The scariest thing of all is that when you're small, your parents never get you an adult bite. Just imagine something else, having to ride a tricycle until you get married. Overall, it was very scary to be a little boy, up to that moment, when he saw a small kitten on the street. It was extra tiny. A dog was chasing after it, and the kitten climbed up a tree to escape. So the boy got a stick and chased off the dog. He got the kitten and brought it home to live with him. At home, he poured the kitten some milk and put it to bed. Then he realized that being little wasn't that terrible. Especially when you have someone big and hairy next to you. Now the kitten has the boy, and the boy has Mommy and Daddy, who praised him when they found out he had saved the kitten. And the boy grew up and became quite big.